Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of August 2nd through the 8th, and I'm using a kit from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo called A New Day. This was the kit that Helen from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo released for her birthday sale last year, and I knew I wanted to save it for her birthday this year since I knew I wasn't going to be receiving this kit for a couple months. I also purchased the sticky notes to go with this kit. I'm pretty sure I had to pre-order the birthday bundle because those always sold out really quickly. So it also came with a couple washi that I'll be using in the weekend banner. I always forget that I need to pull in date covers with these kits, but I pulled in some from Simply Gilded, and the date dots are also from Simply Gilded. Because I'm using a kit from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo and I don't really have a lot of these muted yellows and blues to pull in, especially for the headers, I decided to go back to my Today To Do pattern, and I am going to be using checklists in the spread. These kits always seem to be the perfect amount of stickers that I need, so I don't want to take the checklist out and have a bunch of extra room. Plus, I think these checklists are adorable and they go perfectly with the spread. Whenever I use kits from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo, I like to mostly pull in stickers from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo. That makes it really fun for me to kind of just stick to one sticker book and pull everything that I need from there. I have so many of her stickers and it only makes sense to pull them in when I'm using one of her kits. For my washi weekend banner, I use a lot of washi from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo. I also pulled in a couple from Simply Gilded, and one is from Sweet Bean Plans. I did find some leftover headers from a Nikki Plus 3 kit that I decided to use above the weekend banner. This week I was focusing on getting ready for PJ's birthday party. He was going to be having a Zoom party on his birthday, which was a week from this Sunday, and the next day he was going to be starting kindergarten, so I was also focusing on working on our sleep schedule. I was adjusting nap time 15 minutes earlier every day and bedtime as well. The boys rarely actually slept during nap time, so it was more just to keep with the same hours of when lunch and dinner were, so I also had to make an adjustment with that. Helen from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo has a video on her YouTube channel where she is designing a kit and kind of explains her process for designing the full boxes, and I loved learning about that. She's very thoughtful about her full boxes and all the colors and details in them, and I've always felt like her kits were really easy to split the full boxes because it seemed like everything was just perfectly spread out. And with this kit, there was a specific full box that had a banner that I wanted to use on Friday, which was Helen's birthday, so I kind of just divided all the other ones based around that. And also there was a quote on one of the full boxes that I decided to use in the sidebar, and because of all of that I ended up having the double box on Tuesday and Wednesday, which I don't think I've ever done before, but because of the full box that I wanted for Friday, it only made sense to have the scene go on the opposite page. But anyways, in my sidebar, starting from the bottom, I used a full box checklist and I added a meal sticker since I'm marking all of our meals for the week. Then I had my 2 habit trackers. Above that is my blank weekly schedule where I write how much sleep I get each night and my sleep score from my Fitbit app. Then I added my full box and I had enough room for a little washi banner. I was really bummed that I had to cut some of this emoji off of the washi that was in the weekend banner, so I wanted to pull it into the sidebar. And I also didn't have enough room for the Simply Gilded washi, but for the weekend banner I wanted to make sure that I had most of the emoji washi in there, and I decided to move this one here. I think it's peaches, but I feel like it looks kind of like it could be a lemon too, and at least the colors match really nicely. Above the full box, I added a floral trim from Stady Stickers, and the August script is from the Glitter Mama. Like I mentioned, all of the stickers that I'll be using, or at least most of them, are going to be from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo, and most of the scripts are from Station Stickers. The only exception is the ones that I use on the sticky notes, which I'll point out later. But I will link everything in the description box. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to answer. Getting into the week. On Monday, I started with Coffee Monday, and I used one of the freebies from the TheCoffeeMonsterzCo Facebook group. Then I marked a workout. I was finally starting to get back into trying to work out consistently again. We had a pipe leak repair. We had been having issues with our lawn flooding, so we thought there was an issue with the sprinklers, but it turned out to be a leak. We also had our fence repair scheduled. Our fence is shared with the city, so we had to work with them to get that done. And I also scheduled my upload. Underneath the checklist, I used a sticky note. And for every time I mark editing, I'm pulling in this laptop, which is from one of the Pay It Forward samplers. I believe the second Pay It Forward sampler is very lemon themed, so I used a lot of those stickers in this spread. The edit script and all of the scripts that I use in the sticky notes are from Temp Loves Crafts. Every single day I either had editing, uploading, or filming to do, so I decided to use a sticky note for all of those things. In the half box, I marked going into the pool with the boys. I also used one of the mom emojis and wrote that Benny touched my face to help me feel better. I was just not in a great mood this day, and I was just trying to hold it in, but he could just sense it, and he put his hand on my face. It was the sweetest thing. Then I added the full box, and at the bottom of most days, I marked the time of sleep that we were getting into bed. On this evening, we started out with 9:30. I think in the previous week, we were really just trying to figure out our new bedtime routine and kind of try to shorten it as much as possible. On Tuesday, I tidied up, cleaned the counters and bathroom. Underneath the checklist, I added another sticky note to mark uploading a Nikki Plus 3 plan with me. Then I added a today header and marked therapy. This was definitely a tough session since the previous week was so difficult, but I was happy that we were able to have a session this week because normally we had been doing every other week. Below that, I added a full box day extender. At first, I didn't think I would need a day extender on this day, but then I realized that I had so much I wanted to write down. This full box is the first half of the double box scene. Inside the day extender, I started by marking that my mom came over and she brought lunch. Then I wrote that the boys make their own Olympics. My mom had shown them some videos from the Olympics and they were obsessed with it, so they made their own version of the Olympics around the house. Then I added a little bit of the yellow emoji head washi. Then I added a leftover TV label from a Hello Petite paper kit, and I wrote that I watched The Bachelorette. I was really surprised by this episode, so I had to mark that in some way. Since I didn't know how many leftover boxes I would have, I decided to use a full box checklist. I wrote that I talked to my brother, and while I was cooking dinner, someone kept knocking on the door, and it started to really worry me. We do have a Ring doorbell, so I could see the person, but I had no idea who it was, and my husband was busy at the time. I was in the middle of cooking dinner, and I always get nervous about opening the door, but it was strange because they would knock on the door, and then they would come ring the doorbell, and they kept walking back and forth every single time, but it felt like it wouldn't stop. They just kept doing it, and I was kind of freaked out by it. And of course, as soon as they left, my husband came out to see who it was. But anyways, then I marked family Zoom with my brother and sister. Below that, I marked another workout. In the half box, I marked some happy mail. I had received some from Sarah Marie Stickers, Run with Craft Scissors, and I also received a really sweet letter from one of my roommates in college. At the bottom of this day, I wrote that the boys were in bed by 9:15. On Wednesday, I was up early. It was my laundry day. I also washed all the bedding. I vacuumed, and we also had an Amazon delivery. In the half box, I wrote that I won a Jackson Pepper giveaway. This was part of the summer planner collab, and this was Rachel of Gathered Plans part of the giveaway. I also wrote that PJ was looking around at all the different street signs, and instead of drive, he was saying doctor for all the different streets. It was so funny, I had to write it down. Then I added the full box. I tried my best to keep it in the same exact spot as the one on Tuesday. Below that, I added a sticky note to mark editing. Then I added some more of the yellow emoji head washi, and I left a little space because I do have a sticker that I want to use. I just don't have it currently. My husband and I started rewatching The Big Bang Theory on this evening. We have seen up to a certain number of seasons, but we haven't seen more of the recent seasons. So we wanted to start back from the beginning to watch all of them. And at the bottom of this day, I wrote that the boys are in bed by 9 o'clock. Flipping over to Thursday, I had some planner time with PJ. He set up his August monthly overview. I put some gift boxes together for PJ's party, and we had family Zoom with my brother. Underneath the checklist, I marked one of my friends' birthdays. Then I added another sticky note. This one was on the Pay It Forward sampler, and I marked editing. In the half box, I used a sticker that says learn new things, and I wrote that PJ loves to learn new things. He is always shocking me with how fast he learns and how much he's interested in learning. He has always been the one to lead what I teach him. I always say I follow his lead, but I also wrote that I started decorating for his party. He wanted to have a map party, so it was a little bit of a travel themed party, but I tried to focus on maps. He really couldn't decide on the United States map or the world map, so we kind of combined both of them. In the quarter box, I used a sticker from Sweet Koi Design. I wrote that this was Benny's first day wearing underwear. He has been really good with potty training, and I feel like he's been slowly potty training for several months now, but I don't think he ever felt comfortable going on the big potty all by himself. So I think now he's gotten a little bigger and he feels more comfortable that he pretty much just took off his diapers, and he had been wearing underwear on top of his diapers for a while, but now he decided to get rid of the diapers. Then I added the full box, and I ended up deciding to add things to the full box. I had a couple more things that I wanted to write, and there was some space available, so I used it. I cleaned and vacuumed Benny's room, and I used a compass sticker from Sweet Koi Design, and I wrote that PJ loves maps and compasses. He has been interested in maps for quite a while now, but I think this day was when he really started learning about what a compass does, and he was very excited about it. At the bottom of this day, I wrote that the boys are in bed by 8:45. On Friday, I started with a full box. Then I marked a couple birthdays, Helen from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo, and also my sister-in-law. Below that, I added a half box extender. I knew I was going to have an extra half box. On the outside, I marked pool time with the boys. And on the inside, I used a buy all the stickers script I purchased from Once More With Love and Sweet Koi Design. And this was also the day that the Coffee Monsters Co. had her reveal for her birthday sale. On the bottom half, I used a leftover half box from Simply Watercolor Co. And I wrote that my husband had a Subaru appointment. He was thinking about getting a new car since he had a loaner. So he was able to try out a different car, and it gets a lot better gas mileage than his current car. He commutes about 3 to 4 hours a day on days that he does go into work. So some weeks when he's going every single day, it definitely adds up. Below that, I added a sticky note and marked filming. I actually cut out this emoji from some leftover washi that I had used in the next spread that I'm doing for PJ's birthday. Then I added a checklist. I realized that most of my other checklists were towards the top of the day, so I wanted to add one towards the bottom. I organized my bows and clips, and I tidied up in the evening after the boys went to bed. Then I used a leftover today header and covered it with a Chick-fil-A script. And at the bottom of this day, I marked a planning session with a sticker that says catch up in planners. I was trying not to be too strict about bedtime for Friday and Saturday. They were pretty much ready for bed around the same time anyway, but I just didn't want to put a time limit on it since it was the weekend, and I'm assuming during the school year, the weekends are going to be a little bit more relaxed. Moving on to the weekend. On Saturday, I ran the Roomba. I wrapped a gift that came in from my brother to PJ, and I made a birthday banner. I wasn't able to find the type of birthday banner that I was looking for, so I went on Etsy. I found some map-themed letters that I could purchase and print at home, so that is what I did, and I made a little birthday banner for PJ. Underneath the checklist, I added a sticky note to mark uploading a Paper Muse Crafts plan with me. Then I marked cutting the boy's hair, and then I added a full box day extender. Inside the day extender, I used a full box checklist since I was running low on other boxes from the kit. My husband called Comcast. We were also on a call talking about solar panels. I watched the Scott Peterson documentary, and later on I went on a walk with PJ. Below that, I marked some TheCoffeeMonsterzCo Happy Mail. I used this freebie from the Facebook group and added the Happy Mail sticker on top. Then I marked having some ice cream and reading with the boys. At the very bottom, I marked watching Married at First Sight as well as The Big Bang Theory. On Sunday, I started with a full box. Then I added a half box extender. On the outside, I used a to-do sticker from the Pay It Forward sampler, and the main priority for this day was family time. On the inside, I left the space open because I do have an open order with TheCoffeeMonsterzCo where I purchased some bike riding emojis, but we took the boys outside to ride their bikes. Then I wrote that PJ opens his first gift. I had actually gone to Target and I had purchased one of his gifts, which was a large United States map puzzle, and I had left it in a Target bag on top of our dog's crate, and he woke up before anybody else that day and he found it right away. So when I came out, he was asking me about the map and if he could use it, and I told him that that was part of his birthday present, that he could wait until the beginning of August. I think I had said the first day of August, but he had forgotten about it until this day, so I let him open it on this day. Below that, I wrote that Foster's Freeze is closed. This was probably my husband's favorite fast food place. He would go every single weekend if he could. I've tried to limit that to once a month or once every few weeks. I think this may be the only time that I actually wrote it down in my notes that it was closed, but my husband had gone several times throughout the week at different times, and around this time it was constantly closed and we had no idea why. There was no sign at the door, so my husband was really bummed. He thought it was gone forever, and I think he somehow found out online that they were on vacation, but it was definitely strange. Then I added a sticky note to mark filming. And at the bottom of this day, I wrote that the boys are in bed by 8:30. But that is all I have for this week. Here are all the stickers I have left over, which isn't very many at all. I always have so much fun using kits from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It took me a minute to figure out where I wanted the full boxes. I was kind of going back and forth with that, but I'm really happy with what I decided on. I love all the detail that Helen puts into her artwork. This just makes me so happy, and I'm really excited for next week's video. That will be the week of PJ's birthday. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.